Like that?
Okay.
But not much.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Is it starting? Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Henry. This is our third class at Jocelyn Center, Alhambra, this summer. We'll continue to learn the album by Qi Baishi, the 1921, 100 years old painting. It is contemporary style, but it's based on the great tradition of Chinese literary art. The literary art, or the 文人画, is developed as an amateur style, 业余的，不是专业的，但是it becomes once it becomes an art style, it's like a professional, but what do you call this? You have to train the spontaneity. The spontaneity of this painting has to be trained, educated spontaneity. So let me talk about that. So this kind of style is derived from the Chinese calligraphy. So the tools we use to paint is the same as what we write. To write, we means the Chinese writing system. Let's go through that. So the first character, let's just review this, okay, quickly. We talked about the mountain and the hill, right? So this is the what we call the pictograph or the seal script. Seal script 就是象形文字. In contemporary style, it's like this. This one is completely different, maybe, but it's derived from this mountain. But this in painting is this. A host mountain, a peak, some smaller mountains, and maybe a river or something on the foreground. Right? This is what we call high perspective. High perspective, 高远. The word 远 is a key. In terms of perspective, we're not trying to create a focal, like a single vantage point, like a 焦点透视. Instead, we kind of elevate our eye. It could be a very long, scroll, like we did last time, right, with the travelers, and the cliff, So the eye level can move vertically. So this high perspective means vertical elements. So it's basically like this, right? So the mountain is mostly vertical elements, elevating from bottom up. Okay, that's 高远. Now let's talk about another very important character. When you study Chinese, you must know this, right? And in small seal script, I think there's no. Sometimes you see it on the side. It's like that, or I think this one should be like that. If it's then I know. It could be just 4 dots, or like that. Can anybody tell what's this? You? River, yeah. Water, yeah. Similarly, there's another character, 川, with like a river bank and water in the middle. And this is a Sichuan food, that 川 Chuan means shallow bank, river with shallow bank. Yeah, so this is derived from this Sichuan. Chuan is a river also. This is water. Yeah, 水. Okay, just write. The contemporary style is like that. The standard script is this. So 山水 meaning mountains and water. Mountains and water representing landscape. So in Chinese painting, we don't have a word for scenery. So mountains and water is like a miniature garden. So you have this concept first, then you go build the Huntington Library Chinese garden. So yeah, later we'll see. This is almost like the Chinese garden, right? So where this comes from is from the concept of the natural, of the landscape. I think you're familiar with that. So the painting, the idea comes first, yeah, and then you kind of lay out the mountain and the water. That's how in painting we treat the paper is like a garden building, just like a building a bonsai scenery. So if you have mostly the river elements, it's horizontal, usually horizontal. It could be vertical though. And the elements goes like that, right? So yeah, this is a leveled perspective. 平原. Okay. 平原 means leveled or flat. 平 means flat. Flat perspective. That's usually it's a horizontal scroll. Typically. So it panoramic scenery. But it could be vertical, like we did. It could be vertical, right?
Okay.
So this character usually writes horizontal, but it could be vertical or slant, right? Diagonal, also. Okay. So this is the two distance. We call it distance, not perspective. To create distance means to create depth. So 1 inch on the paper equals to a mile or 10,000 miles. That's what, to exaggerate that. How we do that? Okay. So now the third perspective helps. I think we have learned this before, where you combine the vertical and the horizontal, something like that. This is what, this is vertical, right? It could be just that, without the foreground. We call it deep perspective. Have you heard of this?
Mm-hmm. Deep. Did you say deep perspective?
Deep.
Or steep?
Yeah.
Deep.
Deep.
I got you.
But perspective, distance is deep in Chinese. Okay. But how do you get deep? It's by overlapping triangulars. It's like a stack of cards, right? Stacking of triangulars. So instead of, if you recall earlier, we wrote this. This is most primitive. It's oracle bone style. So in primitive painting, we start to see this big jump, overlapping triangulars. Okay. So we talked about this. I think this one, the Y already suggests this. Do you think so? If you build on this, you can follow the analogies, a stack of cards to created the depths, and here it is. And we did last week we did this painting with the path there. Remember, it's on this side, right? So this basically this is the that's the basic principle. This path actually is a mountain, because if you imagine, it could be a big mountain, and here is the Z, yeah, the Z is a very, or S movement. It usually has to do with the flat perspective, deep perspective. So this kind of Z, okay, that creates the depths too. So this is the Z we need to remember. I have seen one of my followers online. She did this Z, instead of a trail. There's like a big square or something, a parking lot. That's wrong. So don't do that. Yeah, it's a path, or Z refers to a trail. It could be broken, lost and found. Yeah, but that's the idea. Usually a Z-shaped trail in the painting. So speaking of the Z, we also talked this too. So to summarize, let's review the 4 or 5 characters I talked about. I think in spring, or winter, I forgot this class. But we've got some new students for those. I'm going to write this again. 我们有4个中国字，5个字，这个跟中国画的构图有极大的关系。这个4个字是这个，夹。Anybody know this? This, by the way, this is the field, the agricultural field, 田. But this character actually it means has nothing to do with the field. You might think it has to do with field, because another character, this, 由, from, it has to do with the field. Because this is the trail. This is all trail or irrigation system that divides the agricultural field, right? And so this could be the trail on top, actually leads to the field. That's is a Chinese word 由, or from, and this is actually armor, because these squares are different, representing the little scale like metal or other protective pieces on the armor of the warrior. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a 甲. You understand? But this is a number. It become because we use the word when it become a word, we use that to refer something different. It's become just number 1. Number 1, yeah, in the heavenly branches, I think, earthly branch, heavenly, what is it called? Earthly, heavenly branch stems or whatever. It's a number. And then we have this character 则, and this character 虚. Don't worry about this the meaning. We use this form to suggest that in this character most stuff are on this side, and in this character, you remember all Chinese characters is squares, so it's on this side. So when you see a painting, you use this to classify them. So what's this? Most stuff on top. Yeah. So if you know this to start with, you won't make a mistake like when you copy, and you put things like here and here, because this doesn't belong to this character. It's a different. It's more realistic. It's not calligraphic. No, these are more of the idea, what the idea to write. And what we call this is the 势, structural tendency. It has to do with the movement of the qi, of the energy. 你懂吗？什么叫势？势。
在这里我不懂。
不懂哈。势的意思就是，
那个力量的。
势是一种趋势，就这些都是势，就是它的这个势一个支是吧？也这个 S 也是个势，C 也是个势。所以 it's the S, the Z or the C are all kind of 势。It's not exactly the things you could discern. You know what I mean? You could see. It's something you understand. Okay, something there underlying. Okay, in your painting. So this is very important to start with, the 势 and the structural tendency. I think that's what I read from academic books. That's I always use this term referring to this. So this characters, press this one, this 5, please remember. So not many types of composition, if we go through this, and you can quickly identify them. So this is a 虚, right? If you want to identify the sound, it's a 虚, XU, and 泽, ZE. Okay, I will write that down. So this is a 甲, and this, if you, next week we'll do this 甲, and this is a, sometimes it's hard to say, and I'll call this maybe a 知 or something. But anyway, you can use them whenever. This is a Z shape, I think. A lot of Z shape, and some more heavy on the bottom is U. Okay, here's a U, right? From. So this is a U. Yeah, 讲. This is 讲, right? Okay, got it? But don't take it too like a dogmatic, just get an idea, right? So you must start with a big idea, vague idea, no matter how vague it is. So the big idea is this, this painting here, all I see is this, and I explain, I've been thinking, why he does this mountain like that? The steam bombs this morning I ate. He must got inspiration from that. It doesn't matter really resemble anything. It's this then I think it's almost like the why. Okay, that's it's from the character heel, right? Yeah. So it's all possibility. But his philosophy is, don't make your painting look exactly like nature or the reality. So it's the wonder is in between like and unlikeness. Okay, if you are a person who tends to be too tight, you should learn how to get loose or how to get unlike. If you are someone who is like me, too spontaneous, then you want to learn gombi to get more details. So this is just, it really depends. So this is what I mean between like and dislike, or unlike, right? Okay, understand?
Yeah.
Really, really depends on your personality. So someone needs to be to get the likeness from this. Someone like to get the unlikeness from this. That's what he says. Okay. So he will start from this bridge, because this paper is different, right? Different than that. So I will adjust to it. So let's just make the bridge a little bit in. What did you say? What the bridge looked like? Was bad?
Oh, it just looked out of place because it doesn't have the kind of the richness of the strokes that the other elements
Oh. I think that's a good observation. It's a contrast
have. Yeah.
between the solid and void. The bridge is more void, because the bridge is like the moon in this painting.
Yeah.
I think I just treat it like the moon. I've been fabricating a story, and I got a pretty good idea how to tell this story, but I hold it until I finish, or I will present it during this process. But I think how this painting is done. You see, all this line actually can make a lot of statement, which is by just overlapping or not overlapping, it indicates the front end, a little bit solid or a little bit void, softer. It indicates a lot of things already, And besides, his brushes hold like this, like that. Almost like he write calligraphy, seal script. He's a good engraving artist also. So after this, he will start to do I mean, get some paper towel. Or you just use this paper.
I got some.
Do you need this?
Want paper towel?
Yeah, take a piece. Otherwise, I can use it. But I want to keep maybe take pictures of this.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Okay. So I dry the brush a little bit, and then I add water, and I do this river bank here. Okay, let me see. So this is the corner. Yeah, I try to not overlapping but not hide bridge. So this is a little bit just indicate the front, and I just pull the brush higher all the way to the side. Okay, and then just pull the brush and like that. Okay, here's another. Okay, leveled perspective. Remember, means this must be leveled. Okay, then another kind of Peninsula, right? You can just push the brush to that. That's a soft, and okay, and here the front, just scampering a little bit. Dry brushing, but yeah, he's still kind of right instead of what it calls. What we try to avoid is the bad word. The bad verb is scribbling, right? Scribbling. Yeah, scribbling. You're not certain. You just kind of not only depicting, you're not so know what you're doing, not sure. Yeah, it has to be very sure and could go slow. Dry brush, but very slowly, very solid. You see, this is not dry, not solid. Let me just make it up a little bit. Okay, that's it. That's the middle ground. It could be lighter, but doesn't matter because I have the idea what this painting is about. So let me see what. So I added some more water, and I think he had a little spoon kind of thing. I don't have it. I use a clean brush to charge the bottom of the brush with a little bit. You can use a tool like spring. Water dropper kind of squeeze bottom, yeah. So that will help. And for this steambound shaped mountain, you need to use the brush stroke called smooshing. Smooshing. Okay. That means you paint with the bottom or the heel of the brush, kind of like that. So the brush is held at maybe I think not necessarily slant, because I try to do not side brush. Side brush stroke is like this. The side brush stroke is like this, you know, like using the side, right? But you're using try not to use the tip. Try to hide the tip in the middle. It's just a broad stroke. Just press. Maybe I don't know exactly how he get that, but let me try. You just soften the tip a little bit, just like just like smooshing. Yeah, don't lift the brush until exhausted. Just like that. Okay. Hard to do.
It's easy, but it's hard.
And and then we'll add some water. But just take it easy. I added a little bit. Rolling. Rolling to avoid tearing the paper. Just let it bleed. Yeah, just like that.
Lean a little bit, that'll give it softness.
Yeah, you can use the clean brush just to soften a little bit if you want, but yeah, not too much. Okay, that's it. Let me just use the rest of this brush to dry it, and then do some scampering and then clean water. That's it. And just do some Z, some I don't know. The hand. He must hold the brush straight. Remember, he's a calligrapher, so brush tip centered.
Looks easy.
Yeah. Dry brush, dry brush stroke, and some some dots, just random. Yeah, indicate the vegetation. Just dots. Yeah. And then I'm using this clean brush. Just water. Soften it. Yeah, dry on dry, and then wet on wet. What do I call this?
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, just a little bit water, a little bit. Just clean my palette. So when I finish, my brush is clean, my water is clean, everything's clean. Yeah. No brush washing, right? Yeah. Oh, what about this? I have to do another element to make it up. Okay. Now let me tell you what I have been thinking all night about the theme of this and the poetry, because I don't want to copy his signature. I thought about a poem says by Meng Haoran of Tang Dynasty. I think it became an academic test question, which is the river is clear, the moon close to people or close to men. Okay, we got some examinationees here, candidates. What will you do? Or you can imagine a story differently. Let me just tell you a very famous koan, 一个公案，一个禅宗的公案。There are 3 monks with a master appreciating the moonlight in a very good weather night, and the master asked, in this beautiful under this moonlit night, what would you do, each of you? And the first monk said, I would like to make offerings. And the other monk says, I would like to read sutra, chat sutra. And the third monk just stand and walk away. Because you are not at the moment.
You're already doing something.
Yeah, you already appreciated the moon. What else you need?
Yeah.
Okay, where's the moon? Please tell me, where's the moon in this painting? This is the moon landscape.
Over here.
Just above us, right there. If I painted the person here, it's right above. The reflection is right here, everywhere. So that's why it's so light. The moon lit right above me, the painter. Where I am, I'm the painter sitting here in front of that. The moon is, why should I paint the moon? Why should I do the reflection? It's all there. Can you see it now? Please.
Well, I think that's why there's such contrast here, because in moonlight, that
Oh,
side
okay,
of the
now
bridge would be
we have
really white.
we have fourth student. She is haiku haiku student. What would you do with this? Just write a poem.
Yeah, yeah.
Onto it. So that's how easy it is. Just write that line, either here or there. No matter where. That's it. You don't need to include the person. You don't need to include the moon. It's in the poem. It's in the imagination. You understand?
Uh-huh.
So where do I put? Right here or here? 江清月近人. Well, I got some
On the side that the bridge is.
on the side of the
That
bridge.
side?
Yeah. So that completes that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really good. I didn't plan this. I never thought I would leave a blank there. Just write that right there, right? Jiangqing River, pure or clean. 月近人. Oh, I forgot. The 2 characters I wrote the other way. I just corrected it. You don't even know that. That's the year. My forename. Okay. Now, yeah, that's the seal maybe on this side. Let me take my seal here. I'm sorry. Okay.
So that's why you don't always need a person in your landscape painting, because the person is.
No, the person is not in. Usually, the pavilion, the bridge, could represent human.
Presence.
Yeah. Just so it's not on the moon, it's not in the Mars.
Right.
Okay, I had a lot of philosophical pondering this year. That's why I got really sleepless. The river, I mean, the water is so clean. It's like a mirror. That's the. Can you imagine if you find another Earth in the universe where you have water, and that's where the consciousness of the universe starts, the reflection of itself. The reflection of itself starts. Our eyes, the eagle's eyes, the fish eyes, all have water in it. Without water, there's no eye to see things there in the universe. So the first thing must be water. Water represents not only life, but the consciousness of universe.
Awareness.
Yeah, so the water, you must aware of that. There's a famous poem describe the West Lake because they built like three 湖心亭, I think is a pavilion in the middle of the lake and says 最是湖心看尽山. Right in the middle of the lake, it embraced the whole universe, the mountains around it. Okay. So the whole thing is a reflection, so to speak. The moon is there, the mountain is there, in the water. If you don't see the water, please see it now. Can you see that? Okay. So the painting is not where you paint, it's not where you don't paint, but you make people to see, to aware. Okay. River is clear, the moon close to man. That's a beautiful Zen poem by Meng Haoran in Tang Dynasty. I think I completed my interpretation of this. So you know why this is so dark? Don't ask me again. It's a night view. It's a profile. It's the silhouette of the mountain where you see in the moonlight. It could be thousands of interpretations based on your real life to make you think it's realistic. But I don't want to teach you that way. I don't want to justify just this is like. But you have to feel the poetry of it. It's a written poetry. It's a painted poetry. Yeah, painted poetry. Yeah. Also, we have poetry. We could write. The Chinese or Japanese have the privilege to write on the paper right away. I think you can do that in Kaifu. You write the English.
I did.
Yeah, you can write it just like that.
Yeah, I wrote them in English on the
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, that's right. So you can do that in English these days because in the end, I think this kind of timeless art would prevail. Like Picasso said, why you come to Europe to study art? To Zhang Naiqing, the best artist in China, namely Qi Baishi. He was, he brought a pile of Qi Baishi copies. He did. It's a legend, but we don't know. I think that's a true story. Yeah.
Well, Monet loved the block prints. He used to collect the Japanese block prints.
Yeah,
He was
right.
Totally
And Van Gogh.
inspired.
Van Gogh did too.
Yeah, Van Gogh too. So, but they don't just learn the I think they learned a lot of the successful Western artists learned the concept, and they use their own media, but including Kandinsky, the abstraction. I think that's a very rich source. That's why I studied Western art, and in the end, I will try to merge the two great traditions myself. Yeah.
The combining of ink and haiku is called haiga, H-A-I-G-A, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I like
Yeah,
that.
I think if you justify with the the lighting theory, it's like I said, the moon refraction is right there. If I paint a big moon, so this part is light, the dark it's get away from the light source where the moon is. The moon doesn't make any light. It's the sun, the reflected
Yeah, the
sun,
sun.
right? So in the moonlight, where the moon is the source. The moon in this case is above us. So that's why this must be light.
Mhm.
Remember why? The moon is above you, right? Okay, you got it. I think I have
like that
I have
clarification.
yeah, I think the painting cannot be described, but I try so
Well,
hard
I get a
to
lot more out of it after you've described it.
Exactly, yeah.
yeah. I try to be a tour in the museum today.
Yeah,
When you go to the
those-
museum to
Visit
see
those
the
things.
okay, thank you. My appreciation, creativity.
So should we try and do one ourselves?
Yeah. So your turn now. I'm going to mount it and show you the computer painting later. Thanks for watching. I will take a break. Maybe we'll come back. I don't think so. We'll have a short class because someone is leaving earlier. That's why I give the lecture first. I think I've done enough today. Thanks for watching online and happy painting. See you next week.